says I've had a few.
And good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to this live coverage of Round 13 Dettol Men's Premiership game between Kroll USRC Tigers and Societe Generale Valley. I'm joined here on the mics today with Valley player Grant Kemp. Thank you, Kempy, for joining me this evening.
Oh, it's an absolute privilege to be in the booth with an absolute Hong Kong rugby stalwart like yourself, Samantha. We are in for a cracker. Two mid-table teams taking it on. This will obviously depend on who's going to have a home semi-final come a few months' time. But before we break for Christmas, it's great to be up here at the home of rugby, Kings Park.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Friday night fixture, Thursday night fixture actually, midweek. It's good. Good to see lots of supporters here, you know, as you see them clapping their team on. Of course, the USRC Kroll US Tigers sitting in the middle of the table, third position. The home ground for the Tigers, of course, so they've got plenty of support with their youth players and the women's side cheering their team on.
And if we just look over there, there is Liam Slatum, another fantastic player, many years of service to Hong Kong rugby, ex-captain of the national team. He'll be a big, big part of tonight's game as we wait for Valley to come out.
Yeah, so tell me more about Slatum, actually, Kempy. I've heard he's had a fantastic season so far. He's been carrying this Tigers team throughout and had a phenomenal game last week, apparently.
Yes, no, for sure. Slatum, one of the, stalwarts. I think he's into his 30s now, but he came over, quick knee injury that lasted, 7-8 months, but he's back. Ex-Sandy Bay as well. He led them to a grand championship. You can also see out there is the Parfit Michael. His brother Jack, unfortunately injured in this fixture in the first round, but brilliant to have such quality on the field tonight.
And speaking of quality, this Valley Premiership side, you know, really the Valley men's team have been big players in the Premiership for years and years and years, and a bit of pressure coming onto them this season.
Yes, no, Samantha, for sure. A big name team, you know, expected a lot from them. Unfortunately, things have gone up and down, but, you know, every week from Valley you can expect absolute quality players. As you can see, there's Nick Brown, Australian under-20 player, only 22 years old. Yeah, fantastic player. What quality to have to, you know, national under-20 players joining our league. And then, of course, their number 13, Ian Molyneux for Valley. 8th, 9th season of the club. Normally plays in the nights, but there he is starting at 13. Great player.
Yeah, I've seen a number of those players, you know, the Premier type players who've transitioned up, given an opportunity to play Premiership rugby. As we get ready for the kickoff here, of course, the game tonight, in control of the whistle is Matt Rodden, another stalwart of Hong Kong rugby. This is his 70th men's Premiership appointment, so congratulations to Matt. As the game gets underway, great take there by Ormond. Deploy, calling in his troops.
Stay on. Chasers, stay on side.
First high kick of the game. It's well taken there. Sladen spots a bit of a gap. Tigers still in control here as Rodden tells Sladen to use it. Another high take, but it's taken there by Deploy. Turnover here. Great kick chase there, coming in front of the Tigers team, Kempy.
Yeah, that was a good kick, as they say, Samantha. Man and ball. You know, the support players maybe a second behind. Rodden on the whistle, holding on. First penalty, and it looks like they're going to take a shot.
That's right. Miller instructs Rodden. Going in for the early points as Jake Myers, this Tigers fullback. Sets himself up to get the first points of the game.
And there we see Samantha, Sam, you know, first impact of the game. We're a minute in. Slatem, beautiful box kick. You know, great chase. And that's what happens. Territory, pressure, 3 points. What are we looking at here? About a 45-meter shot, I would say. He's pulled it to the left. It's going to be a 22-meter dropout for Valley. New player who will be taking this kick, Tommy Isaacs.
Yeah, so tell us about Isaacs.
Yeah, a great player, you know, left-footed. Oh, and they've called him back. Left-footed fly half. For his stature, an absolutely phenomenal tackler. Very, very, very physical for a small player. But here we go.
Given a key position at that fly half. Big shoes to fill with the likes of Rossley as we saw Committee take it in. He's been around the clubs, old Tomify. Settled with the Tigers. Oh, side entry, taking out the 9.
Yeah, that's right, Sam. Playing in the 9. He was ready to play the ball there. A good bite at the cherry there for one of the Valley players. You know, appealing for a penalty, but alas, not to be. And there you hear it from the referee.
As the ball's kicked out of our first line out of the game. Spriggs shapes up for a throw. They've gone to the middle pod here. It's well contested there by Bennett, but Tigers still in control. Oh, someone's peeled off the back here. Spriggs has got that ball. He's taken his team up to the 22 as Tigers continue at the pressure here, Kempy.
100%, and here you see Slatem again. He's going blind, and there's a scragging tackle.
Purvis dragged down, needed to be made.
Oh, and there you see Tasurenga. Big player for Valley. But Tigers still have the ball. They're in the gold zone in the 22 here, and it comes from Slatem, Purvis. It's good defense from the stalwart Molyneux.
See what they're trying to do here, build the phases. They're well in control as Purvis sees something, but he's taken down. But Slatem, I think we're going to be calling his name quite a lot in this game. He's been heavily involved so far in the first 5 minutes or so as Tigers see a bit of space here. Committee with the ball. Slatem finds Miller. Is wrapped up there by Coffin. Purvis puts it up high here, and of course Feltzer just unfortunately loses it. Was that the right option, you reckon, there, Kempy?
Yeah, I mean, they've got a free one. You see they were playing advantage, so 7 not rolling away. 7 is Sheldon, Coffin for Valley. Unfortunate, because that was good defense, but a slip up, and it looks like we are going to see potentially another shot at goal here, Sam.
Certainly another shot here for Myers. Tigers been well in control of this game. All the possession and territory with them so far.
Yeah, and that is correct, Sam, and that is exactly what happens when you have all the ball and all the territory. The pressure builds, and this should be an easy 3 points from basically in front. The flags go up.
Flags are up. Tigers 3 points ahead of Societe Generale Valley.
And here's the man we were speaking of, Tommy, as they like to call him in the squad. He's going to put up a high contestable one. Is that gone 10? It has indeed.
Great kick there, and it's certainly contested as falls into the hands of Fallon. Orman finds Fogarty. He gets it out to Fids Meltzer. Fogarty once again involved in this play. Valley shows it's their time to shine here as Bennett is wrapped up. Got a player has gone down there, Molly, I believe, on his knees. Holding onto his arm, but play continues here as Dewar is brought down. Fallon clears over. It's played there by Ruan Deploy. But this Tigers defense just relentless. Valley struggling to get into that 22. They're keeping the ball alive. Missed pass there by Ormond. Puts the team back 20 meters as Bennett resets again. Strong defensive set here from Tigers. They've forced Valley with no other option other than just kicking. Fids gets good pressure on Purvis.
And there you have it, Sam, exactly what you were speaking about earlier. A lot of pressure, hold the ball, put up a good kick just outside the 22, no chance to mark it. Fumbles, and Purvis is forced onto the left boot, and it's Valley attacking line out just outside the 22. Here we'll see Valley had a few issues in the line out last week. We can guarantee that Mr. Sam Hocking has been working them.
Goes to the back pod there, but just falls through the hands of Bennett, but Valley's still in control as Orman tries to get a pass out wide. Probably would have been better off taking that in. Just a reset.
You're correct, Sam. Unfortunately, running a bit across the park, and there we spoke about it. Fortunately, just fumbling that line up, but we've got a couple of players down at the moment. I think Molyneux is going to receive treatment. We can't see a number down there, but one of the USRC Tigers players down as well. And I guess that's a good time to bring out some water as we approach the 10-minute mark.
Of course, the Kroll USRC Tigers, 3 points up over Societe Generale Valley. 9 minutes into the game. What are your predictions for this evening's match, you reckon, Kempy?
Sam, to be honest with you, at the moment, I'm pretty distracted by the Valley Women's Premiership team, who, as we all know, are unbeaten at the moment. Yep, they're unbeaten, and they're all here enjoying the game, supporting the men's side. I'm not going to give too much away to everybody who's listening, but stick around during halftime. Hold your toilet break. Don't go and get any food. We'll be announcing something special, and Sam will be running that at halftime for us. But other than that, Sam, it looks like we're about to kick off for the first, well, I don't want to use the word kick off, the first scrum of the day. Big battle between Ian Etheridge and Ben Higgins. Ben Higgins, Hong Kong born and bred. And then, as we discussed, on the other side for Valley, you have Nick Brown, who's got that Australian under-20 experience. Also a man that Tigers will miss. He has since retired after tearing a bicep this season, is Dan Barlow, another player, almost 100 games for the Tigers. But here we'll see it now, a big moment in the game.
I love it. I love being on the mic with the front rower who is super excited about the scrum. I've never heard a scrum being talked up so much before. And it is so good to see, because all the glory sometimes goes to the backs, but to be honest, this is where the action is. As we see Sladen feed it in.
Oh.
Takes a quick one. He just knows exactly what to do, but it's well intercepted there by Molyneux. Well read. Offload wasn't on. Molyneux says thank you very much as it's taken in there by Dom Hegelin. Higgins supported there by Brown. Fogarty pulls it back. Isaac. Bit of a high shot here, and the referee spotted it. They've got an advantage here and a penalty opportunity right in front of the posts.
Oh, they want to call it off here. The camera is zooming in on them. And there is no escape in this for that sort of stuff. But it's handbags. Co-captain there, Ruan Deploy, another special player, recently has completed his PGCE, so is now a qualified teacher. So congratulations to Ruan Deploy, his family, to all the Ooms and aunties back home. You've brought up a good child. He's half South African, half Kiwi. I prefer the South African side. Oh, hang on a second. And here it's been turned over. Playing the man on the ball, I think was the call there, Sam. And this will be a pressure release here for Kroll USRC Tigers.
Easy release for the Kroll. USRC Tigers is all right. So pretty sure Valley would be disappointed with that. They had prime opportunity to get some points.
That's correct, Sam. Just that's a little unfortunate. Some would have, put that down as a bit of early game jitters. But Matt Rodden, an experienced Hong Kong referee, refereed on the world stage as well with the Hong Kong Sevens, deciding otherwise. And that's a clean take at the back for them to set up the maul. It's been brought down. Rodden says play on.
Spriggs to Purvis. Sladen looks to the left and right. And once again, Kroll find themselves in this 22. A missed pass here allows Valley to come off that line.
Take a step, 13. Take a step. Thank you.
Valley not making it easy for them as Tigers string the phases. Purvis gets a good short ball out. Parfit loses it in contact. It's kicked out there by the Tigers.
I think
Valley.
there's a scrum advantage.
Yeah.
Some would say that, yeah, no clear advantage. Rodden, 100% correct. And you would expect nothing less from Hong Kong's top referee, Sam, and he's brought it back to the middle. And now we'll see another great part of the game. Ben Higgins up against Ian Etheridge on the side closest to us. And we will see the exit play here from Valley, what they've been training in the week.
Your season being Kempy in the training sessions with, like, you know, a couple of new coaching staff here with Mark Fatiolofa and Samuel Hocking.
Yeah, no, for sure, Sam. I mean, obviously at the top quality, Fatiolofa, obviously a brilliant player for Exeter Chiefs. Spent about 5 years as the assistant coach at Valley. He knows what he's doing. Unfortunately, just not clicking right now for the boys. But, you know, as they say, you dig yourself out of a dark hole and you'll be back. As we see the first scrum, the feed from Duploy. It looks good.
The ball there. 9 on 9. Slatem not making it easy for Deploy. Forces Smith to play 9 as he finds Higgins.
Leave it now, Tigers. No, he's off the ball.
Trying to get back into position.
I was just going to say, Sam, you don't want to be playing too many pick and phases there. Once it's secure, you got to get rid of it. Oh, that's a great steal from Farley, and it looks like we are going back for the scrum knock-on. We still have Molyneux down there. He took an early shot, early doors, and looks like he hasn't totally recovered. But again, third scrum of the game. Valley were getting a bit of ascendancy there in this second one. Ben Higgins, I've had a hard time at training with him over the last 6 years. Right AC joint has never been the same. So Higgins, when you watch this game again, awesome work from you. And yep, we are going to be, it is Tigers feed if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the scrums have been well contested so far. You know, Valley have not been making it easy for Tigers. It's not been the cleanest ball.
That's right, Sam, and a big moment. A big part of that is Parfit back in the lock position that he loves so much. Referee Rodden just resetting that, a little bit unstable. As we see the number 5, Parfit. They usually put the stronger man behind the tight head side, and that's him today. We will see a feed from Slatem, potentially a backline move in play here as we see Purvis, who's lined up directly behind the scrum, not too sure. He's got Committee on his right-hand side, potentially going blind here.
Purvis is parked right up there as pressure coming on, but ref says play on as Slatem just finds easy meters. It's just brought out, gets the offload to Committee, who stays in and scores a try. First try to the Kroll USRC Tigers. Kempy, thoughts?
Yeah, and Sam, that's sometimes what happens. You saw on that scrum there, Valley completely dominant, but what happens is when you have 8 people all scrumming, you've got your flankers on, and when that ball shot out the back, Slatem went blind as we predicted, and great ball carry. He offloads onto the inside, and to be dead honest with you, I did not see, I thought it was going to go into touch. It didn't, and there we go, 8-0. Kroll USRC Tigers. Kick to come.
Yes, I think everyone in the park here thought it was going to go into touch. It fell into the hands of Komiti.
And that's just one of those unlucky bounces. Of course, a good move to the blind side by that man again, Slatham, having a good game so far. And as we see the kick being lined up, this is a tricky one for the right footer from the right-hand side. Ball will want to go to the left. He's headed well. He's headed well. It's over.
Myers, solid kick there from Jake Myers. Brings his USRC Kroll Tigers to 10 points over Societe Generale Valley. As we hear the fans and the crowds cheer, trying to urge the Valley team on.
Yes, Sam, that's just one of those. I'm sure Valley will, in the grouping behind the pole, just say, look, that happened, but positive for them is the ascendancy definitely at the scrum time. As we see Isaacs, he hits it high. That looks like it's going to land just outside the 22. It's touched by Ullman into touch. There will be an option for Kroll. And they have...
Do you reckon they'll go here?
I would suggest they went for the line out as Valley gets the ascendancy, but no front ranker would ever say take the line out. They always say take the scrum. It doesn't matter if you've got your reverse sounds on, you're in gear, you are taking the scrum. Etheridge here will try his best against Higgins. Higgins at the moment, Valley getting up slightly, but he's an old campaigner, is Etheridge. He knows what he's doing. Not his first time doing this. So we will see how it goes. Slatham probably going to play Purvis, who's probably going to clear. And we will see how it goes. Don't expect this one to be held in too long, Sam.
No, I don't think so either. Valley have been putting pressure on the scrum. Higgins, here you go. Goes for the shove. But as you said, Etheridge.
Perfect. Scrum.
All over that. As Myers clears, puts the ball out almost to the half.
And
just
that's
under.
Great scrummaging from Etheridge. He identified the threat, which was a scrum in their 22. He needed to clear that. He needed to do a good job. He will get no pats on the back, but in his mind, he will know that that one was on him. As we wait for Valley to feed.
Dior finds Tatasaranga, but it's just...
And there's Fogarty, the Filipino international, played on the 7th circuit to Tommy Isaacs. This is Welzer. They've taken
huge cheer from Welzer. He's got all his fangirls up here, just like a K-pop boy with his fan club. He is exciting, ball in hand, old Fidia. Is Valley trying to build something here. Deploy. Tell me what's going on here. Brown with the break and play, and unfortunately gets an offload, but Bennett just loses control of it. Nicholas Brown, I don't think he could quite believe or see how far he'd gone and realize what was happening.
Fantastic play there from the man that they call Brownie. A special player, and I tell you something, Sam, not just a big piece of Australian beef. The man has footwork, he's got good hands, and that is why he was in the Australian under-20s. It's quickly taken, you're correct. That's Molyneux in the midfield. It looks like that ball's popped up, but I'm not too sure what's happened.
Still in control. Farland takes it in as Deploy wants to speed this game up. They get it out. Dürer settles it. Deploy finds Bennett. Of course, captain to captain. Fogarty has a go, but he's well wrapped up there by Spriggs. Tatsaranga takes a couple to bring him down, and he's got the penalty advantage. Bennett takes the ball, tells Slatham to move away.
That was a good carry from Tatsaranga. The Valley team definitely looked to him to take it up in the midfield. And unfortunately, you cannot contest for the ball if you're not holding your own body weight, Sam. And that's a classic example of what we've seen just there. Rodden on the spot, doesn't miss a lot, and he's made the right call, and we'll see Isaacs having his first shot at goal. As more of the Valley women's team start piling in, waiting for the big ceremony that is coming at halftime. Do not leave your seats, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be a big moment for the Valley Club, especially Sam, who's been involved for many, many years.
Yes, certainly a huge moment here. Big evening for Societe Generale Valley. The halftime show. The halftime show you want to watch. The women's undefeated this season, 10 out of 10, will be presented their trophy as we get a tidy 3 points here to calm things down. Tom Smith.
I need to apologize to Tom Isaacs, who plays at the football club. That is is this Tom Smith or is this
I believe your teammate's name is Tom Smith, according
Tommy
to the team
Smith,
sheet.
my greatest apologies. Tom Isaacs plays at the football club, and I believe he has since retired. I only know that name because we played against each other for many years. So Tom Isaacs, if you're listening out there, I hope you're doing well. And as we see the restart, it's gone deep this time, Sam. We look at Deploy. He's looking. He hits it with the right boot. That looks good. Is it inside the 22? And that'll take play up to the halfway line.
Just what you're looking for here. Tom Smith gets the 3 points. Restart from Tigers. Deploy kicks it back. Valley forcing Tigers with a line out just in their own half. Drifted to the side there, but play continues. Falls into the hands of Howells. Great run here from the Tigers. Slatem. Oh. Tatsaranga read that.
Looked like a bit of a head clash there on that side. Brown, and here's Slatem, the wily character.
Parfit wants to go here. He sees his eyes are up, but he's well read there. Higgins and Coffin on him. Coffin releases, but it's slow. Purvis finds Etheridge, and he's well wrapped up there by Bennett and Tatsaranga as someone on here. Turnover opportunity. Tigers just not committing numbers to that ruck. Ball back in control with the Soc Gen Valley side.
That's a fantastic kick. That is a fantastic kick. And let's just have an appreciation for that man, Tatsaranga. The last time he went backwards was when his mother was wheeled into the maternity ward. He is a special player, an unbelievable defender, and that was an incredible kick.
Tell me about this man, Tatsaranga Kempe.
Tatsaranga, born and bred in Zimbabwe, but university at UCT, the University of Cape Town. As we see Tigers exiting here with the maul.
Just adds to that South African contingent. The rugby contingent here is certainly growing.
That's
with
correct.
The South African flag as Smith takes that ball well. Pressure was on. He's wrapped up, but players were there for Valley as Deploy finds Fogarty, pulls it back out. Fids, once again, see what they're trying to do here. It's just, unfortunately from them, Valley loses it, but so do Tigers. We've got a battle of a scrum coming up here.
100%, Sam. One might argue, and I'm no Eddie Jones, one might argue a lot of that play was happening a little bit too far behind the advantage line. If you're going to carry, you want to be hitting it sharply on the line. In that event, it was being pulled back. You were expecting maybe a kick off the left-footed Tom Smith, but not the worst sort of outcome. We have a scrum down in the midfield, pretty 50-50, 10-3 to Kroll, USRC Tigers. Societe Generale Valley will be looking to make a comeback here as we approach the last 10 minutes of the first half, Sam.
Parfit giving Etheridge an athlete tap there, telling him you could do this. I know Higgins is not making it easy. Solid scrum here from Tigers. As pressure comes on, forces Miller to pick. Slayton grabs it through and just to the 22.
Exactly, Sam. And if that had happened a couple of seconds earlier, I can tell you that man Slayton again would have been down this blind side like a bat out of hell. But as the pressure came on the scrum, you saw the flanker, well, the number 8 from Kroll Tigers getting caught up in the position, couldn't get it out quick enough.
Just falls out of the back there for Ormond. Tigers, fortunately for them, they're on attack here. Easy pickings right in front of the post. 20 meters from the line here. Slayton went backwards according to the ref. As Fids reads that very well. Puts the shot on Mac. Not allowing Mac quite, the Tigers winger, an opportunity to even catch.
And that just looked like man and ball, Sam. We've got it on the screen here. Put a floater pass. And look, Sam, we've got one of the best out there in Rodden, but I mean, would you consider that a tackle in the air?
No.
That usually comes from a kick, to be fair and honest. And, you know, what's stopping people from just jumping and jumping and jumping and jumping? And then eventually it ends up as a tackle in the air. But in this case, you know, you put your knees up in front of you, you panic, you see the likes of Welzer who are going to put a shot on in the midsection. And luckily for the winger on that side, it's worked out well as we see Tigers prepare for the line out.
Yeah, it's a tough call there against the Valley side. But this truck and trailer here, I'm pretty sure that more separated. And they had another go at it. Slayton finds Mac, who's trying to weave his way through, but no room. Tigers on attack here. It was lost, and he just gets it out. But excellent try-saving tackle there from Tutatsaranga. Huge hit, and it needed to be made. Slayton not happy with something, but Etheridge takes that ball, and Ormond goes for a rip. Tigers go for a pick and go, but then choose to get it out as Parfit's brought down there by Bennett. Unplayable play.
Yeah, that's spot on as we see Tasarenga down in the backfield. That was Sean Bennett, another player, one of few on the field with foreign international experience. There's a decent amount of Hong Kong players on the field, but Bennett played for Wales Sevens as well as Wales under 20. He's the captain of the team tonight. He comes with a lot of experience, but it's still at a young age. He hasn't reached 30 yet. Another player who's spent time in academies in Europe. But Sam, so far, what are we thinking here? I mean, it's sort of on the knife's edge. It's not going either way. Obviously, Tigers are in the Valley half, but we will see what transpires from this. But almost feels like a key moment.
Yeah, I agree with you. Actually, you know, there's only about 5 minutes left in this first half. You know, Tigers just one try ahead, 10 points to 3, and that try came from a fortuitous pass of Slayton that fell into the hands of Committee. But Valley are still in this. You know, it's game on, and they know that. It's going to be interesting to see where the night goes.
This will be a interesting set piece here for Valley, in that they cannot go for a turnover ball, Sam. What they're going to need to do is really keep those flankers alert and alive with the likes of Slatem off the back. He's a slippery customer.
He is. Slatem has been a spark for the Tigers side all night. Just getting those extra meters. He knows how to weave his way through the defense.
That's correct. He slipped out of the Sandy Bay squad straight into the USRC squad, Sam. He knows his way around a rugby pitch in Hong Kong. Be prepared, because I think a lot of this play is going to happen from him.
Deploy has a look around. I think speaking to Slayton there, giving him some extra tips, is he knows exactly what he's going to do. Gets out to Purvis. Purvis out to Kitney. Kyle Kitney's wrapped up there in the 5-meter line. As they build once again, is taken there. Brown looks in a bit of discomfort. Made the tackle that needed to be made. Slatem once again finds Kitney.
Oh, that looks like
Something's on here. Valley, Societe, Generale, Valley. Huge cheer coming from them. Key moment. Dom Hegland.
That's spot on, Sam. You've nailed the name. That is correct. That is Dom Hegland. And I tell you where that started, Sam, was 2 plays before that. You do not want to be carrying in the ball to Sean Bennett and Tasurenga. That sort of stopped the momentum. And next, there seems like there's some action here at the back, but everybody's safe. Everybody has a mask on. Nothing to worry about. And Valley managed to clear. That was great play from Hegland. Hegland, another player normally in the Prem A's. He's made the step up this year to the Premiership team. Sam, and I told you the line out.
Jitters
continue.
Tapped it back. So Valley's still in control. Bennett, as I say the word control, just slips out of his hands as Smith knows there's only minutes to go in this first half. They want to get out of kicking range. And they do just that. Committee takes the ball there, weighs out his options.
Oh, there's that man.
Nicholas Brown, you found yourself another fan club here. So makes the key tackle. The ball's been turned over. Deploy. Fanuel.
And Sam, what can we say? Nicholas Brown, take a bow. The tight head prop in the first chasing line, up against a winger, an experienced winger as well, Committee. He shocks him on the knees. And there we have it. Nicholas Brown, take a bow. This scrum is yours. You've
Just
done your
you want, eh? Someone chasing the kick.
I tell you, and somebody
making the front rows proud.
Oh, it's amazing. I'm sitting here as his father. I'm proud. It's a fantastic play from him. I might be slightly pushed to that side, but I play in the same position in the same team, Sam, and that just, you know, when you see effort like that, it's untrainable. Effort plays like that are just untrainable. You can do drills all day, but nothing stops you from running in that front line, putting a shot on. It's incredible work, Nicholas Brown, as they gather up to see what the play is going to be as we approaching half-time, I think it is, Sam.
Yes, we do. A minute left. And as you said, Brown brings the attitude, sets the standard for this side. 6 minutes left, according to the official timekeeper here, Tag Heuer.
I mean, can we just appreciate that again, Sam? I hate to bang on about it, but you've got somebody who's weighing in at least 115 kilos. You know, he's carrying a bit of lump around. He's up against a winger. You expect him to be stepped easily, and no one would bat an eyelid. But instead, he puts on a shot that forces a knock-on. Unbelievable play.
Certainly an inspirational bit of play from Nicholas Brown. Valley know there's 5 minutes left. There's 7 points between them.
I can almost bet my last dollar, Sam, that there will be an attempt at scrumming for a penalty here. And if I'm right, then all people watching have to enjoy the halftime show.
Deploy of his trademark spin. He's winding someone up here as he feeds it. Pressure coming in here from Tigers, and there's a penalty.
I called it.
Could have put money on it.
Somebody out there owes me $2 as Tassaringa walks back, looking extremely pumped up. But there we see that experience of that man again, Higgins. Etheridge is no slouch. He's a strong boy. He's got experience and he's got talent. But as a unit, it's not all up to the front guys in the front row as Valley look to secure the 3 points here through Tommy Smith.
Yeah, a bit of a discussion there between Bennett and Smith. Smith trusting his captain Bennett to make the decision. Smith confident to take the 3. They know this will bring them closer, make the game a 4-pointer between each other.
What do you say, Sam, on the angle? We're looking at probably just under 50 for this kick. For the folks at home, this is probably 6 to 7 meters outside the left upright for a left-footed kicker. Wind is coming over the right-hand shoulder. As
Bit of a breeze as
he stares it down. 1, 2, hits it. It's flying. It's flying. And he's got it. Unbelievable stuff from Tommy Smith. And that's 10-6 as we approach the last 4 minutes, Sam.
great kick there from Tom Smith. 2 penalty kicks from him so far today. All the points for the Societe Generale Valley team coming from the boot of Tom Smith. Scores 10 points to 6 for the Kroll USRC Tigers. A couple of minutes to go here. Kick's not taken, but well played. Touch there, so Bennett had no other option other than to pick it up and go. Bit of miscommunication there between Deploy and Bennett. Puts Valley under pressure. Ormond takes that ball and Deploy want to be getting that out now. Looks at a kicking option here. Finds Smith.
Well, that's a great clearance considering. Oh, and he's put it down.
He's knocked that forward, and the touch judge calls it. Everyone saw.
Very tricky. You can't hold anything against the experience. That's the captain of the Kroll USRC Tiger, Sam. That kick was almost what they call an inside torpedo. You're not too sure how it's going to come down. It's extremely difficult to catch, and whether it's back, forward, up or down, unfortunately, when you fumble a ball off the kick, they are going to call it for a scrum. But Valley will be happy with that exit. Tigers will want to be tightening up now as they approach half-time in the lead. As we go into another key scrum, but not that key because there's no angle on the kick in the event that there is a penalty. But we will see Deploy. You will know Ben Higgins will be telling the boys, come on, let's hold it in there. Let's do a job.
Minutes to go as Deploy feeds. Valley keeping it in. Deploy's got his hands up here and the penalty advantage. Matt Rodden sticks his arm out, giving Valley an easy opportunity to clear their own half, Kempy.
That's correct, Sam. And, just, in an honesty call, one of the issues we do have, obviously being in a small territory, is that when players start getting tired, we do not have, and this goes for all clubs, is the backup tight heads, the backup loose heads. So Etheridge would usually play 50, 55 minutes. He'll be being asked to do a long shift today. And of course, when it starts going a little bit backwards, it gets tiring, and then that's just an honesty call. You know, they will want to be speaking now with oh, how there we go. Unfortunately for Valley, that has gone straight into the hands of the Tigers jumper. They are looking at a box kick here as Slayton prepares the boys, and they go up high. Underneath it. Oh, it's
Pressure
a
is on here.
fantastic
Spriggs.
kick from Slayton. I can't sing his praises enough, Sam. Slayton, he's got everything that it takes. He spent time at Western Province in South Africa, time at the Griquas. He's captained UCT in the Varsity Cup. He's a special player. Some would say approaching the end of the career as he pushes 34, broken ribs already this season. But I tell you what, if he carries on like this, there's 10 more years in him.
Certainly hanging in there. Speaking of hanging, Miller was held up high and he caught the ball, and truck and trailers being called disconnected and joined at the front, says Rodden. Last play of the game.
There you have it, Sam. This will be, I imagine it would be a solid platform, and Tommy Smith to just pop this into touch, take the halftime break. But while we're speaking about that, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We have the halftime show. Undefeated Valley women's team, the pride of the club at the moment. And Sam and a few others will be leading that at halftime.
Deploy with the feed. Bennett picks and goes to the right.
No, I'm sorry, Sam. I do not understand this. Take the halftime break before you give away 3 and you go 13-6 into the halftime.
Oh, just knocked on there.
And just as I say that, they almost score. Shows how much I know about it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you with my co-commentator, Sam, as we prepare for the halftime show. Going into the break, 10-6, Kroll URC Tigers up against Societe Generale Valley. And please do tune in, grab yourself a refreshment, and get ready for the halftime show.
And of course, there's a special evening here tonight. Great opportunity as we see walking onto the pitch the Societe Generale Valley Premiership side, undefeated this season, 10 out of 10 games. They will be presented this evening with the Premiership trophy. League winners of the 2021 and 22 Dettol Hong Kong Women's Premiership. Societe Generale Valley Women's. Trophy presented to the co-captains Olivia Cody and Jessica Eden as we see the squad and we see holding the trophy up high Olivia Cody, Jessica Eden, co-captains this year for the Valley Societe Generale Valley women's side. Great season had this year by the team. Of course, the women's season this year, hotly contested, but led here, Bella Milo, Zoe Smith, Olivia Cody, Jessica Eden, taking in this moment as the league winners for the Dettol Hong Kong Women's Premiership this season. Congratulations to the Societe Generale Valley ladies side. As we see an opportunity here, of course, clubs all grateful for the sponsors' support. Societe Generale playing a key role in contributing to this team. Lots of young new faces now in the Valley women's side. Younger players moving into the team. Second players moving into the top team. As we see high fives and smiles, they will be very pleased with their season so far as they head into the Grand Champs semi-final and final for the women's will be played first 2 weeks of January. But of course, all credits and congratulations goes to the Societe Generale Valley women's side. I'll have an opportunity here to talk to their coach, Bella Milo. As the players walk off, Bella's on her way here. Bella Milo coming into the box here. I'm just going to ask the questions, a couple of questions to the coach.
Thanks, Kempy.
Bella, Milo, what a season you guys have had. 10 out of 10, undefeated, lots of pressure this year. It's a different league this year, and you guys came away with a win.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. Yeah, just off last year's season, and, you know, to be able to have the league trophy taken away from us, and, you know, this year coming back to back and coming away from the season undefeated, you know, we're pretty proud, and pretty proud of the girls and how we stuck out 10 tough games. Yeah, so it's been great.
Agree, no games were easy for you guys this season, and you stuck at it. You know, everyone thought they could have a bite, but you guys stuck to your heels, and you came away undefeated, 10 out of 10. Congratulations, Bella. Congratulations to you as a coach and a player, lead player for the side this season. Great to see you blooding new players. And once again, Societe Generale Women's Premiership champions of the Dettol Women's Premiership this season. Congratulations, Bella, and thank you for joining me.
Thanks, Sam. Cheers.
And here we are, start of the second half, round 13. Dettol Men's Premiership. Tom Smith puts it up high, falls to the 22, but Liam Slayton, he's been the man we've been saying all first half. And I'm saying his name again because he's just given an easy clearance for his team. Back and forth kicks. Slayton not happy with something, but they've got a line out.
That's right, Sam. And, you know, I would have thought that Valley would be missing the likes of Karl Marx, who's currently recovering from a slight niggle. But he will be back in about 4 to 5 weeks on doctor's orders as the ball goes in to Parfit, and it's immediately sacked. Tassaringa involved there as Etheridge pulls in at the back. Slayton coming in. A pick and drive. Good defense from Sean Bennett.
Great read with the sack there. Of course, probably said at half-time, Tigers was always trying to look to drive off their line out. Tatsuranga not giving them any opportunity as it's taken here by Smith. Pressure was on there from Mack. But Valley in control. Deploy finds the trio. Dewar.
Looks like they are prepping for the box kick, and it unfortunately comes off the right foot. The players need a retreat. It's actually potentially gone backwards, but it's in the hands of Smith. Makes its way to Meltzer. He's got some space.
Meltzer is electric with the ball in hand, but that's just telling signs of the wind up here this evening. Unfortunately, Deploy put a kick up high, and it went more meters backward than it did forwards. And unfortunately for them, they've got a penalty up against.
That's right, Sam. And again, that's that pressure we were discussing in the first minute. Meltzer, who works at Tribal Fitness under the tutelage of Karl Marx. That is in Central. I thought initially it was in Saying Pun, but unfortunately the Dr. Sip has said to Karl Marx that he is going to be out for 5 weeks as we prepare for a disastrous, well, disastrous is probably a strong word, Sam, but going 3-4 minutes into the first half, you would really want to be clearing your lines there. As we see him strike it, easy enough. It had enough distance to go over the poles on the backfield. It is over, and that brings us to 13-6. 7 points in it.
$13-6. Tigers stretching their lead. They know it's going to be a close one. Smith gets it high to Parfit. Solid lifters around him. Slater put it up high here. Box kick after box kick so far in the second half. As it's taken there by Bennett. Pressure was on there from his opposite. But Bennett won that game as Spriggs just not moving out of the way. Fogarty finds Molyneux. Molyneux gets a great tight little ball out there to the winger. Once again, Tigers just being a pain at the breakdown. Penalty advantage. Of course, Ben Higgins knew that.
And that's the experience there of deploy. Players lying on the wrong side. And you see it, Sam, I'll be honest, as a front ranker, we don't like to see it. You know, running into players, passing the ball. But it's a Wiley, you know, being a scrum officer, different character, different breed. And basically he's won himself, or his team. Unfortunately, that is not out from Tom Smith. It is returned with some venom. That's a fantastic kick from the Tigers, fullback or wing. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot see down that far. But nevertheless, whoever did it, it was excellent. And Valley are now throwing in just inside the 10-meter line in their own half.
Coach Killer, those type of moments.
Oh, I can tell you, Sam, Fatalofa will be extremely upset with that. As Fogarty hits it long, that's a good one. Potentially a 50-22 in the new rules.
Just stays in there as Myers gets it out, but falls into the hands of Smith. Deploy, sees something on here. Bennett tries to quickly get it out to Tatsuranga, who's still in control. Strong run here from Tatsuranga. Brown, showing his fitness, gets on his way out in that far ruck. Coffin to Deploy. Fogarty once again. He's been hungry every time he gets the ball, old Rob Fogarty. Deploy to Higgins. Bennett's taken there. But Valley are looking well in control. They've built something out here. It's a 2-on-1. If possible, Tatsuranga pulls the ball in. Advantage on.
Oh, and we are going back for something here, Sam. Let's see what Mr. Matthew Rodden says about that one. It looked like a little bit of a late hit, but Not completely sure. As we are joined on the left side by the recently crowned women's champions, Societe Generale women's team, really close to the commentary box.
We are honored to sit next to them, Kempi.
I tell you what, at the moment they are flying the flag. Unbeaten season, hasn't happened, I think, in about 4 years. So yeah, brilliant work from their co-captains and coach Bella Milo and Jessica Eden. Unbelievable stuff from the Women's Valley Premiership team.
Stoppage in play here. Couple of niggling injuries. Tigers still in control, actually. 13 points to 6, but Valley very much know they're in it. The likes of Fogarty really trying to spark something for his team every time he gets the ball in hand.
That's right, Sam. High energy Robert Fogarty. He has got that international experience being the captain of the Philippines Volcanoes. He has played at the Hong Kong Sevens and on the Sevens Asian Series.
Dira gets it out to Bennett, and they're trying to drive on here. Loses it in control. Unfortunately for the Valley side, there was something on, but mishandled at the back of the maul there. Tigers given an even opportunity to clear as box comes from Sladen. Fids Meltzer pins his ears back, tries to have a go, and he's still on here. He's wrapped up there by Kyle Kidney. Coffin busy taking the ball in all night. But Fanuel Bennett urging his team forward is deploy. Smith to Felter to Fanuela, and once again Saturanga out on the wing there, but it's just great clearing. Still on here, let's go Valley, and the man of the moment, Nicholas Brown, picks and goes, but some confusion. Matt Rodden tells everyone to calm down. The assistant referee's also seen something.
That's correct, Sam. There was it looked like a good steal from that man, Slatem again. Unfortunately, he knocked it forward, and yep, Rodden's got it spot on. He won it, and then unfortunately knocked it on. But just a interesting sight there that I saw on our in commentary box screen was the likes of Jack Parfitt. Sam, him along with Panda Alex one of the veterans of Hong Kong rugby, and I must say it's great to see them still hanging around, giving back to the youth. You know, Parfitt's got a lot of experience. Unfortunately, suffered the neck and back injury that we saw about 6 to 7 weeks ago. Decided to hang up the boots, but to Jack, great to see you out here at the park. You know, you could be refreshing yourself somewhere else, but you're here giving back to your team. So all in all, so far, just a fantastic night, Sam. Joined by the Valley women's team, who are crowned champions. A great game of rugby. And who would have thought on a Thursday evening in Hong Kong, with these unprecedented times that we're going through, that we could be here enjoying rugby. And yeah, I mean, I'm psyched up, as you can tell. And here we are going to see something is happening, but I'm not entirely sure what is happening.
I don't think.
Too much talking, I think,
No,
Sam.
but I don't think even. There's been a lot of stoppage in play in this second half as Rodden awards a penalty.
Oh, it looks like a high tackle. I missed it.
Smith toes that ball out, but you're right what you're saying, Kempi. It's been a long season break with the COVID and things. It's good to be back. And Taturanga, electric every time he gets the ball. He's a workhorse, as you can see. He's working hard here. They're keeping the ball in. This Valley more working really well for them. Dura just peels off a bit early, but Has it been grounded? Dira there.
Extremely hard to tell this one, Sam.
He was in. They're confident. They're confident. Spriggs is confident.
And just to everybody who is at home wondering and listening, in the event that the ball is held over the try line, it is what they call a goal line dropout. Now, this is a new rule, so if you're about to throw things at it's been stripped and then placed. I would have thought that is.
Rule favors, Kempy?
I would have thought, the attacking team now is going to have to attack from at least the halfway line, but Rodden knows the rules. I can guarantee you better than me. But stripped from infield and placed over the try line, you would think 5 meter scrum valley, but he knows the rules. I don't, and there it goes, and it's gone long. It's into the hands of Ice. Isaac runs it back with a bit of venom. It's a good clean out there. Coffin and Ullman secure. It comes to deploy to Tasarenga to Higgins. Higgins pumping the legs. Got a knee on the ground. It's a tackle. Rodden calls it to deploy. He goes blind to Smith. Smith holds on to it. Places it. Coffin again helping.
Advantage on here for the Valley side. As they're building, they know the arm's out. Higgins wants that ball. Deploy, spots a gap, but he's wrapped up here by Slayton and Parfit. Tatsuranga, strong all day. Parfit being a pain here, but Bennett knows all grit here shown from the Valley side. They're hungry. They're urging, they're marching forward. Fogarty tries. He's off his feet here, referee.
And there they bring it back for a penalty. We are just seeing what it is called for. But a passage of play nonetheless, Sam. However we want to look at it, it is 13-6. Big decisions to be made by Captain Bennett. Kicking the ball out of the ruck. In the background, we see, is it...
Goes for the penalty here as Matt Rodden points to the posts. Tom Smith, of course, 6 points to Valley have all come from this man this evening. Gives himself an opportunity to get a hat trick of penalties here. Walks up to the ball, he toes it over very nicely, and flags are up. Everyone's happy here, wearing the red and black. They are clapping as Tom Smith stretches. The Valley points out from 6 points to 9. 9-13, Kempy.
Game on, Sam. Game on. As we see Luke Diwa getting prepared here, looking at Ullman, considering the ball gets kicked and it's going deep. It's into the Valley 22, fielded by the captain, Sean Bennett. He carries it up with semi-vengeance. Good clean out there from Tasarenga as Ruan Deploy starts marshalling the troops. What is the plan? He knows the plan. We don't. He feeds Fogarty, who feeds Smith, who looks on the left boot. He hits it long. It's gone long. Almost a torpedo. Not quite. And there's a fumble at the back. And then it's fed back into Smith, Sam. And here he goes. Great shot from Kroll URC Tigers, who flood that ruck. And it's penalty Tigers. Unbelievable. And they get behind their boys. And they are very, very happy with that result. And as we've seen tonight, the right boot of their kicker, he is on point tonight. But it looks like he's going to look at the touchline.
the lineout. Bennett gets his fingers on that as it's towed forward here. Gathered there by Valley. Deploy, looking for some clearance here as Bennett gets a good acceleration on. Sets Aranga over the ball. Rodden tells Deploy to use it. Better box here from Deploy as it gets a good 20 meters and is taken there by Tigers, but he's wrapped up. Manuel. Dura not making it easy. Things calm down here.
So just to those who are watching from home, when a kick obviously it goes into the air and it's taken, if that becomes ball unplayable, a lot of people will be screaming maul, turnover ball, but in fact it's not. And Rodden 100% on the mark as we see TK committee looking a little bit worse for wear, and we can all only hope that this is just minor. TK, obviously an ex-Valley player, now plying his trade at USRC Tigers. We are hoping, obviously, for all involved that it is simply a knock. As we zoom out from our cameramen, just in case there is any blood burn, but that's good to see. Is rolling over onto his back. As we see on the left side there, Sam, Mooney carrying the water, another stalwart. Yeah, it doesn't matter where you play, Yun Long, Pui O, Lantau, Mui Wo, you can guarantee yourself Mooney will be there with the waters. Hands go on the hip as he takes in a few deep breaths.
Very serious job, your hydration technician.
That is correct. He's run on from the touchline. He's standing 6 meters infield on the left. You can see when you come in with that sort of vigor and speed, he's looking to see how they're done. Checking the time. Mooney, don't worry, it's almost over. We're all here enjoying the game. As we see the technician on the Tiger side, Jack Parfitt. He walks to the backs, checks if they need water. They don't, and that's great to see. Committee is back up on his feet. Fantastic news. I know TK well personally, a great lad. Very, very good player, and it looks like he's going to be leaving the field. But Sam, as always on a rugby pitch, when somebody walks off, that's something to be happy about. You never want to see any sort of backboards or things like that. So TK, well played. Have a good rest on the side. Well deserved. You've done a good job for your team as we prepare here for the set piece. Scrum, fed by Liam Slatum.
Yes, of course, TK scored the only try of the night in favor for the Kroll USRC Tigers. Let's hope the injury is not too serious as we get back to play here. Tigers with the scrum just on the edge of half. 13 points to 9. Solid foundation here for Sladen to pass off. It's a bit of a play here. Purvis wraps around and they get Mac busy right from the beginning. Kroll was lost in contact here. Great pressure coming in there from the outside. Andrew Fowler.
Yep, Sam, that is the 100% correct call. It has been knocked on into the hands of Molyneux, therefore uncontrollable in the hands of Valley. And here, right in front of our eyes, Sam, this is something to watch. If you take nothing away from tonight's game, ladies and gentlemen, a set piece, 20 meters from the camera. Dreams are made of this. Fantastic work as you see Hegland packed down. The likes of Sean Bennett at the back. Ettridge on the tight head side. Looking on is Liam Slatham. It's a good set from Tigers. They look solid. They look flat. Yeah. After your set, they're sharing words. Of course they are, because they know the touch judges are only 5 meters away. Cannot get away with anything in this situation. Eyes on. But everyone's trying to influence slightly, give a little word. But the veteran, that is Matt Rodden, even Slatham and Deploy, been in the game for years, passing on some comments about the angles. Fantastic. Oh, it's just. Yeah, 100%, Sam. What you would really want here in this situation, I think, is probably just to, a solid foundation. No angle for a penalty kick either way. Although the Tigers kicker has shown tonight that he can hit them from anywhere on the park. We will see what happens here. Lots, 100%. 100%. The boys will be getting psyched up. This is their moment. In front of their wives and girlfriends, we will see who will come out on top of the set piece.
In the right place at the right time, and it's picked up here. Manuel just didn't have enough support players around him, and it was stripped, but great chase there coming in from him and Molyneux. Putting pressure on the Tigers, forces them to move on.
Yes, Sam, and exactly what you said earlier. It's just that pressure. Kidney, I think it was, and I don't want to hold it against you if it is you, but you would take that 1,000,000 times out of 1,000,000. But just a bit of pressure, the unfortunate offload. And yeah, what do we say? From going from a scrum right in front of us to a scrum over there, it's about a 40-meter gain and not much effort involved.
Easy pickings for the Valley side. 4 points behind. Deploy knows this. He knows how close they are. He's looking around. The Valley back here in attacking positions. Molly's just outside of 4 meters. Here we go. The scrum. You've been talking about it all day, Campy. They've got what they needed. I'm pretty sure you were saying what you were going to say in your head.
That's correct, Sam. And what we see there is just fatigue kicking in, right? Obviously, Valley had the ascendancy just at the end of the first half. And now what we see is in this sort of position, Sam, where these sort of penalties sort of cost 3 points, you wouldn't bet against Tom Smith to miss this one, but that's the old commentator's curse. Hopefully for him, he's had a good season so far, been a great acquisition for Valley Rugby. And we will see if he can nudge us over. Tigers will want to be doing more of their rugby up here on the left side of the commentary box. At the moment, they're playing too much rugby in their own half. And trust me, I know Slatham, he'll be in the ear of the team saying, let's get down here, let's play in the Valley half, and let's try get our points. But here we have him. He goes 1-2, he hits it. It's fading. It is to the left, if I am not mistaken, because I can't really see. And what did I say about the commentator's curse? To family and friends of Tommy Smith, I apologize. That's on me.
Old Campy bringing in the curse. Scores remain 13 points to the Kroll USRC Tigers. Bennett builds again. He knows they're still in this. Great run there. Just an offload that perhaps wasn't needed. Decided at the break. Just not the right decision made there, but Smith back with the ball as Valley once again trying to run it. So on a play here. Matt Rodden and the whole of Kings Park have seen that. Fids, Meltzer knows that. Penalty on.
Oh, unfortunately, Sam, for Tigers, you did hear there. As soon as, as soon as that happened, you heard 6 gold. And when you hear that, you know it is bad news for you. But great to see Valley's got some depth. The likes of Karl Marx not available this week due to the injuries. But, yeah, fantastic things that we've seen so far from both teams. Ettridge still out there grinding away. What a player. Love seeing a tight head that busy. Fantastic.
Some substitutions made here now. A couple of subs coming on for the Valley side here.
Oh, there we tap and go on the penalty.
Fogarty scored. He's going for a 50-20, I believe. Just overcooked it. Idea was there.
Sam,
Execution wasn't.
you spoke earlier about a coach killer. It brings you back to 2011. Francois Hocha taps a penalty and hoofs it directly into touch. Fatalofa will be pulling out his hair, but alas, here we are. At least we're on the halfway line. The feed for Tigers. They will be looking at the likes of Parfit, Mick, who walks to the front, and he goes up, he takes it, and they're mauling.
The maul's on. Spriggs with the ball. Tries to spin around, but he's off. He's on his own. Bennett wraps him up. Orman with the pressure. Great pressure there from Orman. It's just team doesn't react. Purvis puts it up high. Miller with the jump. Forced into the hands of Smith. Kroll's coming in from the sideline here, offside. Play continues as there's pressure on. Touched there by the Tigers player. And Rodden calms things down. Says he's got no idea.
Mr. Matt Rodden, I 100% agree. Let's just do a scrum. We'll see what happens, because there was 4 knock-ons, 3 bad box kicks, 4 things in touch, and a supporter on my right-hand side letting the touch judge know that he got it completely wrong, but we do not know because we didn't know what was happening. But as we speak, there is Rory Young, who joins the fray on the loosehead side. Good luck to Rory. He's a great player. He is also married to Catherine Ward, who is a netball champion. So surrounded by champions today. Well done to the Sapiens, the 5th division netball team. Fantastic news. Rory Young, he'll be psyched up. He's a big boy. He'll be playing well. Keep your eyes on number 18 on the loosehead side for Valley.
Of course, Young replaced Ben Higgins. He's had a phenomenal night this evening. Being a pain in that scrum. 13-9. Valley had the opportunity earlier. The 3 that just went to the left. As Deploy and Slayton exchange words at every scrum. Very good
scrum off play. You don't expect them to keep quiet. They need to be busy. Young up against Ettridge. Brilliant work from Ettridge. Still on the park at this stage of the game. That was a good hit from Valley, fed by Deploy. Perfect foundation. Fogarty, Smith, left boot, goes long. He's turned the... and also all sorts happening.
Let's go. The Tigers get over that ball. It's safe and sound. Things calm down. Slayton slowly edges it out. Positions himself for a box here. Falls
James Honey.
Great play. Running back towards the opposition and takes that ball as Allman is in a bit of space, needs support. Pops that ball out to Root deploy. There he is, that Root. Just offloaded it, but just didn't sit in Smith's hands. There's something's on here. Sladen's towed it forward. Fogarty in his way, rightly so.
Slater walking with the extended chest pose on at the moment.
Up high. Wasn't happy with Fogarty, but great defensive play there by Fogarty. Just kept his line, didn't need to move. Dewar is going to try to find Tatsuranga here, and it's slick off the back, off the top. Fogarty gets it out to Meltzer. High shot, of course. Tiger's playing with the man down here. Ruin deploy knows that.
Yeah.
The seatbelt tackle was called.
And that's correct, Sam. You know, the old seatbelt tackle, it's such a tricky one because you go over the shoulder and then your other arm goes under the armpit, so you're not crocodiling the neck. But what you are doing with the new rules, of course, we are prioritizing safety as we want to avoid contact from, you know, your bald spot down to your trapezius muscle. Make sure that nothing there is touched. This also gives players longevity. You know, too many bumps on the head, and the next thing you know, is starting to, you know, suffer a little bit of problems. Maybe, you know, we want to avoid that. Up goes Tatsuranga. We're into a maul. They've so it's not a maul, so this should be a tackle, and it is. And Tatsuranga is at the back.
Great nifty defensive lineup play here from the Tigers side. Doesn't give Valley the opportunity more, but they're still in control. Bennett, Orman latches. Bennett just loses in that contact area. Just these niggly knock-ons at key moments.
That's a great clearance there from that man again, Liam Slater. He's really managing the troops. You know, yep, slight knock-on from Valley, but credit goes to the Tigers team to capitalize, get rid of the ball, get out of the danger zone. You're in the red zone. You want to be away from your 22-meter line, and that's exactly what Slater does for his team. As we see Tatsuranga go up, it's a clean feed to deploy. Smith, Fogarty, carries hard. Good tackle. Deploy, Smith, Molyneux. Molyneux driven back to deploy, back to Smith. It's all happening here. Somebody needs to go forward, Sam. Who is it going to be? To Ullman. It could be Ullman with Rory Young on his back. That is one way to go forward. And there's a little knock-on from the feet.
Ball came from that line speed from the Tigers side. They're not committing anyone to that breakdown.
Yes.
Be aware they've got a man in the bin. All on their feet, coming off that line, and pressure was on. And unfortunately for the Valley side, another error.
Sam, I was just going to say someone's taken a knee. That was Spriggs. It almost feels like we need a water break. It's been happening at an electric pace. Spriggs walking just to the side to see the physiotherapist. It looks like it is thumb and forearm. He's on his, more forearm for sure. To ladies and gentlemen at home, yep, you can't see it. As that man, Matt Rodden, makes his way over to this side, he's had a fantastic game. Hasn't got much wrong. Brilliant work as we see another injured player, James Craig, with the blue bib on the left-hand side of your screens. Broken thumb, ladies and gentlemen. This game, I'm telling you, it will do things to your body you do not want. Yeah. Something about lifting, yep. Parfit, I hope you're not the one who's going to be jumping because any technique is not going to work. Old Jack Parfit. Yep, you're right. You are right, Sam.
Still involved.
Very much so. Still involved with the Tigers. His junior club, spent a few years at Hong Kong Scottish, but decided to return to Tigers with his brother Mick Parfitt. Can't separate them. Not only good rugby players, but very, very good people as well. I can vouch for that, and it is great to see them still running around, bringing on the water. Jack knows the importance of water. I've played on the same field as him. I've never seen somebody rehydrate that much, but it's brilliant to see all the stalwarts back in Hong Kong, back playing for their original clubs. And yeah, what a moment as we prepare now for a feed from Slatham.
South Africa to Sandy Bay, and then Sandy Bay to this Kroll USRC Tigers side. Certainly a great addition to this team this season, and you can see the impact he's made. Tigers sitting third at the table here. Pressure's coming on, deploy. Slayton leaving no other option from Mac other than to kick it, but pressure on Mac here. Fids needs a bit of support to come there from Barlin out to Smith. Smith puts in a great kick, but it's tied it up there by Purvis. Puts it up high. Anyone's ball here. It's marked by Deploy. Anyone's game here. Of course, Tigers still the man in the bin. Valley have not managed to capitalize on that. It's taken, and Smith says, let's kick it out.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, what do you say, really, Sam? It's just good rugby, right? Set piece to the winger, chips it forward. It's then kicked, marked, back onto the left foot of Tommy Smith, who puts a classic torpedo. And no, Cinnamon wasn't. He wanted it, and it wasn't happening. As they go wide, yep.
Links up nicely. Purvis, well read there by Bennett. Put on a huge hit. Slatham finds Mac. Valley not committing anyone to that breakdown, so got a strong defensive line here, as you can see in the background. The Tigers crowd cheering their team on, and advantage is on here. Slatham.
It looks like it was a late hit. But having said that, Sam, while we have a break here, I would like to just say a words about Kwai Mac. Again, the chip, the chase, you know, this sort of thing, this is effort plays. It does not take any skill or talent, and he has been busy tonight. He is on the front foot. He is giving it everything. And, you know, Kwai Mac, if you get a chance to re-listen or rehear this, that's the sort of things that rugby teams need. You're doing a great job for your team as we prepare for a in-22 line-out to Kroll, USRC Tigers. Valley are there first. They will be thinking it's maul time. I can guarantee you Parfitt, Michael will be mauling here.
They're reading it. You can see Chris Orman talking to Tatsuranga. As he called it, Kempe, the maul's on, but the sack was even better, and it's been knocked on there. Great defensive line-out play. Well read there by the Valley side.
That's correct, Sam. We've seen a few of those coach killers tonight. And that's one of them. You're 10 meters out. Unfortunately, it goes in, and you've dribbled it forward. Everybody knows it's a knock. Matthew Rodden, the referee, does not have to blow the whistle hard. Everybody stands there waiting for it to happen because you know it's scrum time. So Scrum Valley, this will be an exit play, but not the end of the world for the Tigers. If Valley kick from the set piece, potentially just outside the 22, they'll have another opportunity.
position of the field. Bennett marches him forward. DeBoy finds Smith. Been quite consistent in the boot so far, of course. All points coming from Tom Smith. Just doesn't perhaps get the meters he was after.
That's correct. Unfortunately, yep, Sam, you've called it. You've put the nail on the head there. It's just a little bit not quite as far as you want it. As we see Takuza coming on for Ben Higgins. Well-deserved break for Ben Higgins. Takuza Tang for Valley. As you can see there on the 5-meter line, he is in the front of the line out. He'll be looking to make a big impact.
Spriggs, well recovered from his forearm injury. Gets the ball in front. Is a nifty bit of line-out play here. Spriggs was home to get out the ball. Valley read it. Slow ball. Bennett proving to be a menace. Miller.
Ooh.
Huge hit on Miller.
Yeah, that's Tasarenga and Dewa. You do not want that, Sam.
Mack once again with the ball. Cheers coming in from both teams, both sets of fans.
And just as we're saying that, close to us is Purvis, a special player, 100 games last week. He is another stalwart. It seems like there are a lot of stalwarts on the pitch tonight. But, yep, again, Sam, 100 games in Hong Kong for his club. I mean, you don't see that often.
No, and that's quite the combination. Slayton and Purvis.
You're correct, Sam.
Reason why Tigers are where they are at in the league table. Valley, of course. A lot of new faces for your side this season. Stringing together.
So there's Takuza Tang doing his work. He's going straight through.
Still on here. Good scrummaging there from Tang. He'd be proud of that as they've got the advantage. Purvis knows that. Great scrumming. Tempe, you'd be proud of him.
Yeah, I've known Terry Tang for many years. 7 years, and yeah, very good work from him. Rory Young as well. He's got that experience. He's played rugby in various parts of Europe, including Poland. As Luke Diwa comes past us here, he'll be looking for a good feed here, making sure as Ullman, Tasarenga, Bennett look forward. Mick Parford watching. And they take the split, Sam. Diwa, he feeds, he hits. Ullman, who does well. Great shot from Sam Purvis. 100 games in and he's still giving it everything. And then he hits it 300 meters over the fence. Tommy Smith, if you are going to listen to this, those Gilberts don't come cheap, my friend. That's the fourth one that's been hit over the fence. If you're standing on the other side of the fence, please collect them and bring them back.
Disappointing for the Valley side. One mistakes at this level. Just over a minute left. Must be on the card, surely, or perhaps. Unfortunately, we don't get to see.
You're 100% correct. I've just had a look at the official timesheet, Sam. That's a minute and a half to go. So we're looking at about 2 plays here as Slatham looks to feed. He'll be looking for off the back. Looks like there is going to be a couple more phases. This is the experience of Slatham making sure that they use up the time. Tassaringa asking Honey, staying busy. They're looking, there's a counter ruck opportunity for Ullman to Purvis, who hits another one over the fence. And that's the game, ladies and gentlemen. 13-9 to Kroll, USRC Tigers, Valley 9. All points from the boot of Tom Smith. Sam, I know as Valley members, that is an unfortunate result personally, but let's give it up to Tigers. They were good tonight. My man, Etteridge, the tight head, staying busy. Cinnamon, busy. Slatham, extremely busy. And all in all, if we don't look at the results, a really, really entertaining game of Thursday night rugby.
Yeah, absolutely. Campy went right down to the wire. You know, could have happened for the Valley side. Just errors coming in that was perhaps not needed. You know, Valley were almost there, but just couldn't come away with the win. And as you said, a couple of key names you mentioned, Slatham and Etheridge, heavily busy for the Tigers side, and they've come away with the win.
No, for sure, Sam. And we also got to give it, I think it was their captain tonight. Was it number 4? Let me get it right, ladies and gentlemen. Was it Hulls or Miller? I think it was Miller, white scrum pack. I'm sure he was the captain. If he's not the captain, I apologize. But he was busy as usual. But, yeah, 100% from Tigers. Game management was there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching and listening in, thank you very, very much from me and my co-commentator, Sam. That was a great Thursday night of rugby. Please rest. If you're at the game and you're listening in, get home safe. Sam, anything to add?
Nothing other than Merry Christmas, Campy. Enjoy the break. Thank you for tuning, everyone. Have a good Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone, and we will catch you back in 2022 with the Dettol Premiership Rugby League. Thank you.